Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So today, guys, finally, it's the day that we find out if this is going to run. It's got to be today. We've got to do it. I'm going to take the complete front end off, all of it. Have a look at the wiring loom, see if there's any other damage, see what's going on. Do you know what I mean? We need to get that front end off, basically. So once we've done that, I'll check all the wiring. We'll look at all that sort of stuff as well. We'll put all the, because I've took the ECU out of the car. We'll check the plugs, the wiring, all to the, it's the actual like little connectors that go into the plug that then go into the ECU, if you know what I mean. It's that really that I think is our issue. So we need to take it apart. There's loads of wires here, absolute loads. We've got to be really careful. We don't just put it all apart and then we don't know where it all goes. That is going to be an issue as well. So it's a bit tricky, but I think if we just take our time and then sort of just go through it, just go through the motions, I think we're going to be all right. I have found some parts for this car. I've ordered a bumper, not in colour, blue. So I've ordered that bumper. That's on its way. So I have to get that painted white, obviously. We're going to repair the bonnet. Spoke to the paint shop, body shop. He said, no, it's fine, leave that. I'll repair that and paint it over for you. Top slam panel. I've ordered one of those as well. The front crash bar, rad pack, intercooler, all that, I'm supposed to be picking up today. So hopefully I'll go and get that this morning at some time if he's there. Bring that back. And I just need to order a headlight. I haven't done the headlight yet. I've ordered a wing mirror as well for the driver's side. So I've started to sort of order the parts really on the basis that this is going to run. that is the risk really that I've just done. I've paid out for parts and it don't even run. So I know that is risky. Will I get comments tonight? Probably saying I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have done it before. Yeah, probably going to get some comments on that. But it is what it is, you know. I'm quite confident that we can get it done. We can get it running. There's compression, there's air, it's cranking lovely. You know, there's really no reason why it shouldn't run. At the minute, we think it's fuel pump related. High pressure fuel pump in the engine bay, not the one in the tank. There's fuel going to the high pressure fuel pump because we cracked the bolt and there's, you know, you can hear this and it's squirting out. So the fuel is getting to the high pressure fuel pump on top of the engine, but they're not circulating to the injectors from there because there's no power going to that plug. So hopefully that's it. And we can get it running today. But let's get it all stripped off. I'll set you up. What else was there? Oh, there's one more thing, guys. Before we get stripping this down, I did win another project yesterday, but yet again, they're not letting me have it. Hopefully, I can hear back today. If I do, then I'll go and collect it this week, and it's a new project. Yeah, so, but for the moment, let's crack on with this. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, we had to pull the gas out. You can see it here, it's already up to the recovery gas, 465 grams. So it was more or less full up. Possibly going to probably hit about 500 grams of air conditioning on this one. But yeah, this is, I had to get the guy over because this is his machine. I don't do this sort of stuff, you know, air conditioning. That I've got the machine still sitting over there. You know, it's been sitting over there for about a year and a half now. I don't know. It's been sitting there anyway. So, but yeah, he's pulling it out. 470 grams, 465, 470 grams now. So it is pushing up. And it will just empty, you know, empty it completely. And then I'll just undo the, he said just once it's complete, just undo these, pop it off, and then take it back to him. And then whatever we pull out, he's going to put back in after we're completely done and, you know, finished putting in the front end and all that sort of stuff. He's going to put it back inside. So, but yeah, there we go. Right. Let's continue just undoing bits and pieces. Get this front end. I want to get the complete front end off now. Might be able to take off this top slam panel actually. If I undo a few bolts, I might be able to just pull it up. Not sure. Let's have a look. Let's have a go. And then you can see the crash bar there. So it's had a bit of a whack there and gone that way, I think. Looks like it anyway. Or it's had that corner hit and come this way and sort of slid against the crash bar and come outwards. Do you know what I mean? Something's, yeah, done it like that. But yeah, so far, so good. I can't see really any other damage when it comes to pipe work at the minute, but let's get the front end off. I want to try and get this wiring sorted out so we can get this running today. Fingers crossed, guys. And then once he's pulled the gas out, from the high and the low, I'll just undo it from these two bolts here, lift it up. They'll lift off of the air conditioning condenser. I know, like doing this, I know that air conditioning condenser is absolutely fine. There's no problems with it. I think our problem is going to be with the water rad. Normally is, I've got to be honest. But yeah, let's just leave that to do its thing. We will crack on. Once it's done, I'll take it out of the way and I'll show you later because it will give me a printout, he said, with a bit of paper. So I'll let you know what has pulled. But yeah, it's just a step that has to be done. You can't just release it into the air, the atmosphere. Just is not the thing to do. Definitely not. So yes, guys. Right, I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, there we go. The front end is completely off. It's there. Before we get into that and I'll show you anything that I found there, let me show you this. So this is from the recovery gas. And you can see 543 grams were recovered, the air conditioning from this. It must hold about 600, 650 maybe. It's a really random. It might hold 550. Don't know, but that's a lot of air conditioning that can go back into the system. I know that all the pipe work, all this is absolutely fine because it was holding pressure and it was holding the aircon in. So there's no And I physically can't see any damage as well. So this is what I'm looking for. Pipe work that's been damaged, anything like that. But it's really survived really well. I've got to be honest. The rest of this front end, the legs as well, absolutely straight. No issue with the chassis legs on both sides. So that's good news. That tells me that the impact of the crash bar has done its job, and it hasn't actually hit the chassis legs. So, yeah, absolutely fantastic news, guys, removing that. I'm well happy with that. Obviously, we can now see the wires. We can see what's connected, what ain't connected, what's loose and what's not loose and whatever. So, that's good. We've got to get some sort of loom for this side. I'll speak to the guy. I'm going to go and pick up the front panel, crash bar, rad pack and all that from this guy. He has got the car there. What's going to be left from the car, I don't know yet until I get there. But I'm going to see if I can get that cut off. No, get him to cut it on his one there. So then I've got this side of the loom to do any sort of wiring, any plugs that are missing, anything like that. I can do it from that, you know what I mean? Also, I'm going to get off him, hopefully he's still got it, the ECU box cover, whatever, that goes there, and it sort of connects. You can see that it connects to that. So that's what holds the ECU box in place there. There must be a bolt that side. Yes, there is there. So, yeah, I want to get that off him as well if I can. Let me see. I'll just see what he's got, basically. I think I'm going to have to get this bonnet release cable as well, if he's got one, or I'll have to get one off eBay. But you can see that there is broke off, and that obviously basically holds it like that, and then you slip it over and the cable sort of moves backwards and forwards. But without holding it there, you can't get that cable it will just do this. So yeah, I'm gonna have to replace that. It goes underneath the fuse box, so that's gonna have to come up. We have to thread it through, take it round, fiddle it all out and that sort of stuff. But I'm definitely gonna have to replace that cable. Apart from that, I can't really see anything else. But it is a really nice condition. I've got to be honest, it's really decent. So I did take off obviously the washer bottle this side, and good job I did as well, because this washer bottle this washer bottle filter is absolutely blocked, and you can't look, that's it. Unbelievable, isn't it? So that needs a clean out. So that's a good job that I've done that, because that would have been an MOT failure because of the washer water not getting up to the windows back and front. So yep, just a nice little thing. I'm also checking like the brake pads and discs on this car is unbelievable. They're like brand new. Like there's no lip on that whatsoever on that there disc. And those pads, like they're just absolutely massive, like pads on them. So I'm thinking someone's changed the discs and pads on the front of this car very recently. Yeah, very recently someone's changed the discs and pads on this car, because these discs are not from new, can't be. I'll be surprised if they are. So that's good. Also, I'm just checking bits and pieces as well, the suspension parts, just making sure that there's no other damage or anything I can physically see with an issue. But it's all looking good. Yeah, the springs are all there. They're not broken, both sides, so that's good. It's just now really is we're at that point. We need to try and get this running. So I'm going to go off, get all these bits and pieces that I need for this. Particularly, obviously, the actual, the loom on this side. If I can get that off that car, that would be ideal. Especially where we can actually match. I know he told me that the engine has been removed from the car, but the car is still there. So I'm just hoping that the wiring is still there as well, and then I can just sort of snip it all off where I want to take it. and then we can get a comparison, especially with these plugs and this ECU wiring here. This is, I think this is where we've got the problem. I think, yeah, I think this is the problem, guys. I think some of these wires are not actually in properly, and then once you connect it to the ECU, it pushes the wire up, the connector pushes up, and you don't get a proper connection on it. That's what I think is causing the problem, getting the fuel to the actual injectors. I might be wrong, but I'm hoping that is the case. So yeah, obviously we're going to do we're going to do an oil change. We're going to do a fresh service on this car. I did actually, believe it or not, I did actually speak to a full dealer that's on the number plate on this car, and they said the last time they saw this car for a service was in 2019. So if this is a 16 plate, 17, 18, 19, so it hopefully got three or four stamps, 2 or 3 stamps from the main dealer, service history. So it has got some service history with this car, so that's absolutely fantastic if I can get that off them. At the minute they're talking to me about, well, data protection, you can't. I said, I don't care who the previous owner, I don't want to know who the previous owner is, I just want that service history. So yeah, I'll let you know how that goes, but let me go off, let me get these bits and pieces, I'll come back, I'll show you what we've got, we'll go from there. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, I am back from the breakers. And as you can see, I've got another crash bar and front panel. Actually comes with the louvers as well. Has that got a plug on that one though? Yeah. Yeah. So the wire goes... Oh, where's my plug on that one then? Oh, it's on the old one. So, yeah, I've got a lot of bits and pieces to swap over. Obviously, this is a black one, so we've got to get it painted. This sort of just lifts over. Oh, yeah, so the wire goes down the bottom. Oh, I see how it goes. Yeah. So, yeah, so we've got some bits and pieces to swap over on this one, but it's got to be white, I've got to be honest. I don't want to leave it like this in black. So I want to strip all this back, get it all off, and then get it painted white so we can then put all the other bits and pieces on. Got the rad pack over here, complete with the intercooler as well at the bottom. So yeah, probably just going to use that whole section like that, just use it as it is. He promised me that there's no leaks and there's no issues with that one whatsoever. So fingers crossed there isn't and there's no leaks. But yeah, you know, I do know that we know that the air conditioning condenser is fine on my one, so I could swap it over, but you know, the time it takes to do that, it's worth just keeping as it is, and let's just see. Yeah, what it's obviously off the same car. Like you see, it's a Focus ST petrol, so it's off the right car and the year as well, which is important. Like I said, I've just got to replace a few bits and pieces. I did manage to get a bonnet release cable as well. We pulled it out of his one, so which is the, you know, not damaged. This is the most important bit of this here that's not sort of damaged, and it ain't. It's solid, so that's good. Got a ECU box, so we can put our ECU back together and connect it back up. Yeah, keep it, you know, just put some screws in like that. With these are the screws that go through, so hold it all together. And also I got this, which is, it's a bit of a wiring loom, and it's for basically this part here, like that. Yeah, like that. so I can see what wires are broke, what wires are split, where they need to go, and obviously we're missing that there, which I believe, I think it's that one. Is it that one or that one? I don't know now. But I'm going to see if I've got the right plugs here. Does it look like maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. But yeah, it come off the right car. It just snipped it off for me. But we're going to see if that is going to work out all right. So, yeah, that's where we are for the moment. Let's get that painted so that can be drying. That's only a couple of coats. I'm going to paint it white, strip it all back, paint it white, and then we're going to move on to this plugs. Whilst that's drying, we can then have a good look at these wires and these plugs and these ECU plugs here. Yeah, and let's see how we get on there. So let's crack on, guys. Let's get this painted, stripped down and painted, and then we can move on, try and get this running. So fingers crossed. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, as normal, what happens with this? I start doing something, and then all of a sudden, I'm just throwing bits on, and I'm just replacing bits and changing bits, and it's exactly what's happened here. Look, I should be just leaving this, really. Concentrate on the engine, concentrate getting it running, and then I can move on. But the trouble is with it, is that I'm just waiting for someone else to have a quick look at this, which is a auto electrician as well. And he's going to have a real good look at what is going on. I don't think I can show you this side. Can I show you one? So, let me just, I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed because it keeps spinning back round. Oh, there you go. Let me see if I can do it. So, can you see this blue one here? See that one there? Look at that, look. Just pulled straight out, look. So it's not in there, it's not connected, it's not holding in. And that wire is like that, and there's probably about another 5 or 6 wires that I can actually pull out. So what's happening is when you plug this into the ECU, you plug it into the ECU and it's pushing the actual connector back out and not going, the connector's not going into the ECU, if you know what I mean. So definitely an issue. There's definitely an issue there with these wires. just popping out. And to do that, you've got to take this grey connector off, which is a retaining, I think it's a retainer. That actually retains all the actual plugs that go in. So I'm just waiting for him to sort of have a look at it, because I really don't want to mess this up. This is like proper serious. And if I get any of those wires mixed up or confused or whatever, it'll just be an absolute joke and a nightmare trying to put those back in the right place. So, yeah, bear with me for the moment. I'll come back to you. The only thing I can see as well, guys, because obviously I wanted to get the whole front end off. The only thing I can see is that those wires are the only wires that are actually broke. Cannot see any actually broken wires anywhere. So it's all good, unless there's something happening behind all this plastic. Do you know what I mean? Unless something's happening behind there, I think it's going to be all related to those pins and those wires popping out. There's quite a few wants to pop back out. I found yellow ones, grey ones, brown ones, blue ones. There's another green one there that wants to do it as well. There you go, look, watch. You see that, look, just pops straight out. So if I can pull it out like that, then what's happening is, as you push it up into the ECU, you lock it in place, it pushes the pin up and out of the way, and then you're not getting a proper connection into the ECU. I'm hoping that's the case. It's the only thing that makes sense, really. But yeah, well, I'll wait for the guy to have a look. He's going to have a good sort out, check it all over, make sure that it's all good. Plug the ECU in. We'll put the connector, the box in as well, that holds the ECU together, in place there. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, I'll bear with me for the moment, and then I'll come back to you and do some more time lapsing as I can, really. So yeah, see you in a bit. Right, okay, so guys, let me give you an update, let you know what has happened. So basically the guy turned up, he undone the pins, made sure, you know, all the wires were pushed in, and he's connected it all back up, and they're all secure, they all work. So we tried cranking it again, it still won't start. It won't even start with a little bit of brake cleaner, easy start, up the intake. It even won't start on this. So he thinks, he's got a real funny suspicion that this has got a ghost immobilizer. He hasn't got the equipment to find it or to look at it. He said, really, you've physically got to strip all the inside out, in the boot, underneath the dash, everywhere. Just take it all apart and double check that there's no actual device for that ghost immobilizer. So we're still none the wiser. It just will not go. It cranks over lovely. Compression is there. We've checked that. We've checked on the live data with the computer. It's got the cam sensors are there. Crank sensors are working. We're getting fuel. We're getting spark. We've checked. We've pulled the injectors like this, one by one, just to make sure that we're getting some spark, and we are. So we're getting spark. We're getting fuel, because I can smell it coming out the exhaust as well. So I can smell the fuel, but it just won't fire. It won't. It's something stopping it. An immobilizer. So that's why the guy is again suggesting that it could be the ghost immobilizer that's connected to the car. But we'll never know. You physically can't get in. You physically can't get into it and check. You physically can't. You've got to find the little device. It's really, really tiny, but there is a device connected to the CAN sensor, the CAN system on the car, and it could be absolute anywhere. So it does. It's a bit long-winded, I've got to be honest, because it you know, there's still no guarantee that is what it is. you know, it could be something to do with the body control module, he said. But he hasn't. He has got the right computers and he has got the software to do it. But it's not. He ain't got it with him, so he's got to come back another time to see if we can get down to the bottom of it. But this ST, it still seems to not actually want to go. But we are getting closer. It seems like that we're getting, you know, we are getting close. It's just going to take more time. That is it at the end of the day. And this was this for me. This was always going to be a little bit of a, not a long term, but it was going to go on a little bit because of the way that the car is and what it is. It's never going to be a quick flip. It ain't a bread and butter car. It's not like the little Fiat 500s or the Fiestas. You know, they're little bread and butter cars. They're quick flips. They're easy jobs to sort of turn around. This is going to take a little bit of time, but I just want to get this running. I just want to hear it running. But everything's suggesting on live data, when you go into the computer, that it's all working. It's all there. It's something stopping it from just going, yes, you can run. So yeah, you got air, got spark, got compression, got fuel. And the only other thing that would stop it is the electrical side of it. Body control module, sensor, fuses, relays, something like that, or a ghost immobilizer. So, yeah, unfortunately, the saga is going to continue for now. I don't think I'm going to stop putting it all back together. I think it's worth still pursuing going down the route of fixing this. I think it's going to be, hopefully, something really silly and stupid. So yeah, but he's got to let me know when he can come back. We have got bits and pieces still to do around the car, so we can continue for now. A lot of people are going to go, why are you continuing? We don't even know the engine runs. You're correct. You are correct. But it is only the engine that's not running. It's a big part of a car. I've got to be honest. It's, without that, you haven't got a car. It is no need. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there, guys. I'm not going to quit. I'm not a quitter, and I will get there and find out the issue and the problem with this. It ain't the engine itself. The engine is bang on. I reckon it's absolutely spot on. And so did the other guy. I spoke to other people. They all say it's all leading to something that's actually not stopping it, wire related, body control module, or the ghost immobilizer. So yeah, that's going to be the end of today's video. We're going to continue tomorrow. We're going to see how we get on, and let's just see what happens over the next couple of days with this one. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.